Hola! As you can probably judge from the title of this video, I am taking down my protective style, aka my box braids. These braids have been in my head for actually today exactly 3 months. So it is time for me to part with them, get all the shed hair out, wash my hair, and actually prepare for a sew-in that I am getting tomorrow morning. For those who are wondering, I do have a tendency to leave in my long-term protective styles anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks. Now, within the natural hair community, they tell you don't do that. Don't leave any protective style in, especially when it comes to a style where your ends are totally covered for no more than about 2 months or so. But because of the overall health of my hair, because I don't experience any breakage, my hair is not thinning, my hair is not excessively shedding, and it's overall very strong, I can actually drag my protective styles out just a little bit longer. And then in all honesty, I just got lazy. Waking up for work, not having to do squat to my hair actually makes things a whole lot easier. But as you can see from a scalp, and also as I'm pulling the braids up, I have hella new growth. So it is time for me to part with these braids, get my hair all clean, and get my natural wave sew-in put in so I can actually start rocking a different hairstyle. So for me to do my takedown, I'm going to need a couple things. Of course, can't take out any braids without shears. So got these, I don't know where I got these from, but just regular shears from the beauty supply store. I'm just going to use to clip off the synthetic hair. A rat tail comb with the end, well, with a tip at the end to kind of unravel the braid, and also to kind of get through some of the shed hair that's underneath, because I'll be working with the hair braid by braid. And then afterward, to actually make sure I get all the shed hair out, got my lovely red white tooth comb here. And yeah, so you really don't need a ton of supplies to do this. And actually this video is going to come in 2 parts. Part 1 is just going to be the takedown. And then part 2 is going to be my post-protective style wash day, where I'll show you how I do my protein treatment, how I do my wash, my conditioning, and basically, honestly, what I do to prepare my hair for all of my protective styles, and what I do after my hair is down. So there's going to be a lot of products that I'm going to talk about, but of course I will put everything down below in the description box. So let's get started with taking down this hair. There's really no method to my madness when it comes to taking down braids or twists or anything like that. Some people actually do work in sections to make the takedown easier. Me, I just go braid by braid. So to kind of show you what I'll be doing, I'm going to start with the braid in the front. My hair has grown out quite a bit, so really just looking at it to see where my natural hair kind of sticks out, kind of starts at about right here on the front. So to make sure I don't cut off any of my hair, I just start a little bit below and just cut. After I cut off the end, take my wide tooth comb, because my fingernails are kind of brittle, so I can't actually pull the braid apart with my finger. Just actually go through with the end of the comb and just unravel the braid. The takedown itself really shouldn't take a ton of time. I think because I've done this several times before, I should be able to get all these braids out of my head within about an hour. And as long as you are gentle and you're not tugging on your hair, they should be fairly easy to take down. Just make sure that as you are cutting the hair, you're not cutting your actual natural hair out, because you've taken so long to grow your hair. It'll be pointless to end up cutting in the wrong place and then you lose hair. And so braid number 1 is out. As you can tell, I have a lot of shed hair and a lot of debris that's kind of accumulated at the top here. So before I actually unravel and start combing through this section, just want to take the end of my rat tail comb and just kind of very gently kind of get through some of this buildup. It just makes combing out the shed hair a whole lot easier. Also may take a little bit depending on how long you've had your hair in. Mine's been in for about 3 months. So of course, plowing through some of this buildup may take me a little bit of time. But I don't mind it because I actually want to maintain as much length as I can. So if I need to go slow, that's fine. Yeah. Probably won't leave my next set of box braids in this long because I can see that I have not only a lot of product buildup, but a lot of shed hair and just a lot of dandruff in general. And so, yeah. Now that I got the strand apart and I broke apart some of the particles that were in the middle, just going to gently finger detangle. And then with the rat tail comb, just kind of comb through, get some of that shed hair out. It is very important that as you are taking down any protective style, especially braids, that you get out as much of that shed hair as you can, because if you don't and you immediately wash your hair directly after, your hair will mat on you and you will have to end up getting it cut because there's no way to comb through matted hair. So that is braid one. And I remember before I got these braids actually put in, the front of my hair stopped at about right above my eyebrow. So I think I've gotten about a good 2 inches of growth in the last 90 days. And I think for me it's pretty good. Close up of my ends here. I do need to get a trim, and I'll probably be doing that right before I get my sew in tomorrow. But my ends are fairly healthy. They're not breaking off. So as I'm taking my hair down, the only hair loss that I'm seeing is actually the shed hair. And about on a daily basis, we lose about maybe 90 to 100 hairs for shedding. So you can actually notice when your hair is shedding, when you can see the bulb at the end of the strand. If you are losing hair and you don't see a little bulbous piece that kind of looks a little whitish, 9 times out of 10, that is hair breakage. So just make sure that as you're taking your hair down, you're getting shed hair. And if you're not getting any shed hair and you're losing hair through breakage or any other reason, give yourself a really good protein treatment after your style is down. That way you can stop that breakage immediately. But yeah, my hair is fairly healthy. It's actually grown out pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process and take out the next braid. This one, my natural hair kind of stops about at the same point, so I'm just going to snip it a little bit below. Take the rat tail comb, plow through this braid. And it will be tempting as you kind of go through this process to kind of pull these things out because it gets annoying with taking them down. But just remember, if you want to retain any length, just be as gentle as possible and try to refrain from actually pulling your hair out of these braids. It's actually starting to tingle on me a little bit, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, that is braid 2. Got some build up here, not as much as I did on the first braid, so just gonna take the end of my comb, break that apart. Even after I wash my hair, I still have a lot of dandruff. This sucks. Yep, and for the first couple braids, I've gotten this much shed hair. Some people will be alarmed and they're probably thinking, oh, I'm losing a lot. But honestly, as I mentioned before, with the amount of hair that we lose when our hair sheds daily, this is very minimal. So my hair is not breaking off or anything like that. It's actually just shedding normally. And when I talked about earlier, these are kind of some of those white bulbous particles that you should be seeing when your hair sheds normally. If you're seeing anything in your kind of little bundle of hair that doesn't look like this, just be sure to look at it very carefully. And if it's breakage, give yourself again a really good protein treatment after you've taken your protective style out. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these braids down, and I will show you what my hair looks like afterwards, so you can see how much it's grown. Well, I can tell how much it's grown. So you can actually see how wet my natural hair looks like after. 2.5 hours later, my takedown is complete. I have combed out all of my shed hair, and now I'm left with this big giant afro looking thing on my head. So overall, I think my hair grew maybe about a good 1.5 to 2 inches all the way around. It's definitely a lot thicker because of the products that I use to maintain my box braids. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my natural, what I was working with, because a lot of people have a misconception that because I wear a lot of weave that I don't have any hair, but as you can clearly see, got plenty of it. So this is not my true length, of course, because my hair is not blown out or straightened, but it's still plenty big. So now it's time for me to actually do my protein treatment and do my wash. It's about 9 o'clock here, so the rest of my routine will be maybe about another hour, hour and a half, but I'm going to go ahead and film it just so you guys can see what I do after each protective style has been taken down. And actually the same wash day routine that I'm going to show you in part 2 will be the same routine that I use as I'm preparing for protective styles. So gonna go run my fingers through this for a little bit because I'm excited to see my own head after 3 months. But after I'm done having a little bit of fun, I'm gonna go film and you guys can see. But yep, here's my hair. And if you guys have any questions about how I grow my hair and maintain my protective styles, just drop me a line below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.